sterile.
Imagine you're a doctor. And
Chicken Alfredo.
oh, is that what doctors sound like?
Yes. Hi guys, welcome to Val's Kitchen. I'm Val, and this is my kitchen. Today I'm gonna make chicken Alfredo by a special request by some of our viewers. Hey, if you become a Patreon donor on our website, you too can have access to our polls which decide what we cook next here on Val's Kitchen. All right, let's get started. So you can use chicken tenders or the chicken breast. I prefer the chicken tenders. I hardly ever buy chicken breast anymore because the chicken tenders are more tender. So today I'm just using what I had. I think there's like 5 in here. Last night I went ahead and they were frozen, so I defrosted them. I like to pull the skin off of them. So they are all right here. So I've got a small pan. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil to the pan, okay? And then add my tenders. Oh, I just get in there and get it dirty. I don't like touching the raw chicken. I'm gonna actually use the chicken to push the oil around the pan. So yeah, I've got about 5 tenders in here because that's what I had. But you can use more if you have a bigger family or you like more chicken. There's just a few of us here tonight, so 5 was enough. And it's not actually marinated in anything, that's just the chicken juice. Let me wash my hands. Yeah, I'm always very cautious with raw chicken. So on these tenders, this is so quick. Just gonna do salt, pepper, and garlic powder right on top. Salt, pepper, and garlic powder. So I already have the oven set at 350 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in, and we're just gonna cook that until it's cooked all the way through, probably 15 or 20 minutes. Actually tonight I'm also making, oh my goodness, look at my beautiful. So I've got some beautiful rolls to also cook. This is my recipe for dough and Italian bread. Go back and look for that recipe. You can do so many different things with that dough. Right now I just cut it up into little balls, put it on this pan with some olive oil on the bottom, and then I'm gonna let it cook for halfway through, and then I'm gonna put butter with some herbs on top. Just a quick and simple bread. So I've got lots of things going here. I'm getting my water heated up, and we want to put that on high now. I'm going to put that over there. So we've got our chicken cooking in the oven and my bread. I'm also a stickler for having some kind of vegetable. So tonight, oh, I got to show you what I found. I can't find these all the time. Broccolini. And I got 2 batches of the broccolini. I just cut the bottoms off. I've got it in a frying pan with a little water, and I put some salt on it. I'm gonna put the top on. I'm actually just gonna bring it to a good rolling boil in there just to steam it. And it's just gonna be so nice on the side. At least we have a nice fresh vegetable on the side of our pasta. Put this on here, get those cooking, and let's get our pan hot. Get ready for our chicken Alfredo. Okay, so I do, once again, I know some people have mentioned that it's a lot of garlic, but I've never had complaints about the cooking, and I've never had a complaint saying it was too garlicky. When we're making such a big meal, 4 to 6 cloves of garlic spread through the whole meal really isn't a lot. And it's good for you, it's healthy. So I'm using my favorite garlic crusher. And I'm just gonna crush these quick. Yes, I do love this crusher. It's perfect. But this is actually a very simple meal, especially if you're just doing the Alfredo. It's very simple, quick, and it is delicious. I've been making this for a while, and I feel like I've perfected it. Don't you think? Okay, so my pan is getting hot. We're gonna melt the butter. It's been sitting out a little while. We're gonna put that in there. And once the butter is melted, I'm going to add the garlic to to the butter in the hot pan. Let's see, I want to get that a little higher. Just gonna check my bread. Ooh, those little rolls look delicious. All right, I'm just flipping the chicken after about 10 minutes. And I'm gonna put it right back in the oven. So now we're just waiting for a minute. Wait until this butter melts so I can add the garlic. All right, just brushing on butter, mixed with some salt and pepper and oregano and garlic powder, of course. I cooked it for about 10 minutes. It tastes better if you don't put it on when you first put it in the oven. You gotta let it cook a little bit in the oven and then put this mixture on. A half a cup of butter would be 1 stick. All right, oh, that butter is starting to cook, so now it's ready for the garlic. Now you have to be real quick with this to stir. So we want to get that in so we can get stirring it. We don't want it to burn. But we do want to get it fragrant and cooked. If you don't cook it enough, it will taste too garlicky. There we go. Just another 30 seconds or so. Oh, and look over here. You can see my broccolini almost done. I'm going to drain the water out of the broccolini in a moment. And then I'm just gonna put a little, maybe a tablespoon of butter on top, and that's it. Because the Alfredo is so rich, we don't wanna have a vegetable to overpower it with richness. So just a steamed broccolini with a little bit of butter on it is gonna be perfect. All right, looks like this garlic is ready. So now we're gonna add the cream cheese. Splatter, I am a messy cook. We may need more, it just depends on how thick. And we're gonna start adding some of the half and half. I'll probably do about half of it just to get it going in here. I wanna stir it right away. All right, we're just gonna get this cream cheese to melt. Believe me, it will. Use a whisk, it really helps. And I'm gonna add the rest of my half and half. So we're at 1.5 cups of half and half. We're gonna determine if we need more after everything is mixed in and see if we do need more. I'm gonna turn my burner down. I had it on medium. I'm gonna go just down up to 4, right below medium. You have to be very careful when you're working with the Alfredo sauce. You don't want the milk or the half and half to curdle. So you don't want it to get too hot. If it gets too hot, it will curdle. I've done that before where I just had it on warming it for a long time, waiting for everyone to get there, and it started to separate, and it was not nice. Gotta warm that up, but I have time right now. I'm gonna take this broccolini. Almost all the water is gone, but I'm gonna drain what's left in there. And to save dishes, I'm not going to put it in a strainer. Instead, I'm gonna burn my fingers as I strain it. There we go. All right. So now it's just perfect because you don't want it too overcooked. You want it to be still a little crisp and nice and green. So I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm adding about a tablespoon of butter. I'm just gonna put that right there. I'll probably warm it up at the end when I'm ready to eat, and we'll just warm it up a little bit. And now I'm gonna move my water pot to the front because it works better on the front burner. Turn off the back. All right, look at this, it's coming along. The cream cheese is melting. It's still a little chunky, so we just wanna whisk it. And if you have a hot spot on your stove, that's what you need to be careful. Make sure you keep touching that. All right, we're gonna get this heated up. Okay, once this is smooth and all the cream cheese is melted, we're gonna add our half a cup of Parmesan cheese, shredded yourself. And we'll add our spices, and then we're just gonna be waiting on the pasta. That's how quick this is. We had this done in, what was it? 15 minutes, less than that. All right, so this is really getting thick. I'm feeling like I want to add maybe another 1/4 cup of half and half. Because when we add the cheese, it is going to get even thicker. It needed a good 1/4 cup. That's looking good. The cream cheese is melted. All right, so I do not add salt to the Alfredo sauce. My Parmesan cheese is always enough salt for me, but you won't know for sure. Maybe this wasn't a salty batch of Parmesan cheese. So I do taste it right at the end to see if any salt is needed. I do not like to serve a meal that people have to add salt to. I like to flavor it and make sure it's not too salty, but I do like to have where it's perfectly seasoned. All right, so this is getting thick. I'm actually gonna turn it lower. I'm turning it between 2 and 3, almost to low, because like I said, you have to be careful with this milk base. You don't wanna get it too hot to curdle. All right, so, oh, my water's boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and add the fettuccine because this takes a few minutes to cook. All right, I'm doing the whole pound, and this will easily feed 4 with leftovers for 2 or 3. For us, it does anyway. But like I say, I always have something on the side. We'll have the bread and we'll have the broccolini tonight. All right, so I'm gonna add my Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna stir that in. I like to add, this is kind of unconventional, but I like to do a dash of nutmeg. And what is a dash? Well, it's kind of big holes on here. It'd be better if they were smaller holes, but I just do 1 shake like that, okay? And stir it in really quick, because you don't want a clump of nutmeg in your food. So stir it quick so it doesn't clump. That's it. That's a dash of nutmeg. I like to add some pepper. A lot of recipes call for white pepper. I don't see a difference. I just do black pepper. I get it from the health food store. Buy it by bulk. And that is it, except for the chicken. I'm gonna cut up the chicken, and then we're gonna put it into our Alfredo sauce. And now that this is done, we need to just put it on very low, okay? And I'm not gonna taste it until after I add the chicken, because I did add salt to the chicken. So I don't wanna taste it to see if it needs salt yet. Okay, chicken comes out. All right, this is done. So it cooked about 20 minutes in the oven. That's all you need. I'm gonna chop it up into bite-sized pieces and add it to our sauce. You can even keep the tenders whole if you wanted to. If you wanted to just dole it out as like everybody gets 3 tenders or 2 tenders, you can plate your food and then just put the tenders on top and then the Alfredo sauce on top of that. That's all. I like the way it is when it's chopped. I mean, I've done it both ways. Go across. I like smaller pieces. All right, put the chicken right into the sauce. You can see they're nice big chunks. You can cut it whatever, to your taste. That's the thing about cooking. I may prefer big chunks. You may prefer little ones. Do it to your taste. You might want to try my way. So I've got the chicken. I mixed it in here. And see, now the spices that I put on the chicken are now into the sauce. Now is the time to taste it, okay? All right, let me show you how thick this sauce is. That really is perfect. This is gonna be perfect. You don't want it too thick because it'll be clumpy. Take a little bit out. Don't burn your mouth. It's perfect. And I like to have salt in my meals. I'm not like a salt-free person, but the cheese and then the salt I put on the chicken is the perfect amount. It's for the Alfredo. All right, now what are we waiting on? Just waiting on the pasta. Waiting for everybody else to get here. Chicken Alfredo. Place chicken on lightly oiled cookie sheet. Sprinkle with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Cook at 350 degrees until cooked through. Once cooked, Chop into bite-sized pieces. Melt butter in saucepan. Add garlic. Add cream cheese and whisk as you add the half and half. Start at 1.5 cups. Whisk until smooth, adding the Parmesan cheese, nutmeg, and pepper. Once smooth, add the chicken tenders. Simmer until heated through. Serve over cooked pasta. Hey guys, thanks for coming to my kitchen. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If there's anything you'd like us to feature, go ahead and let us know in the comments. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. I'll see you next time on Val's Kitchen.